when it comes to War Thunder, there's a lot of problems, and one of the biggest problems with War Thunder is helicopters. It has a huge majority of problems, mainly coming down to helicopter EC itself. You see, helicopter EC has been a failure from the start, from being to, large maps and to being problematic with the K50 and 52s. I understand. Gaijin is a Russian company. They will always favour Russia, regardless. Um, but it's not fair that people have to suffer and struggle through grinding these helicopters. It is literal hell to grind through a helicopter without using a K50. K50s just constantly rip you apart if you're not in a K50 or a K52. And the only way to fight them is using one. And there's a lot of free-to-play players out there who don't want to buy one, or there's a lot of players who don't like Russia and don't want to go down it and want to go down their own nation, but they can't because they have to struggle going against the K50s and K52s, which are an insanely OP vehicle. Heli EC it's just a big problem, and it lies in the name itself, Helicopter EC. Designed to be a huge map, that's a huge session time, and to me, and others who have played it as well, it's very boring and very unsatisfying, to play these huge maps. And again, the K50s are favoured in this situation. You see that it's long range, they can just hide 10 kilometres out and kill you. The maps are way too big, and to be honest, they're completely crap. There is no fair result for anyone who is not using a K50 or K52. Now, a lot of people in the comments might go, "Oh, you're moaning because you suck, or get goods, or oh, it benefits me, my K50. Of course it benefits you in the K50, because you don't have to try. You're benefiting from just the pain and the bullshit boringness of this entire thing. Those who want EC, those who favour it, those who think this is all bullshit and that, if you struggle against K50 you're just bad, it just fuck them, alright? Sorry to be rude, but it's not fair. There's no BRs to level out this. For example, some American mains who would want to go into helicopters, they get the H1G. They'll have to face K50s. Bear in mind the H1G is an 8.0 helicopter, and a K50 and a 52 are 10.3 to 10.7. Now, I'm not saying it's just the K50s that are a problem, because it can be as annoying as hell to face the Eurocopter, a German one. However, with the Eurocopter, it's a bit easier to kill it, and it's much easier to kill other helicopters than the K50. And the K50s are ridiculous, they just don't die. As shown here, I fired an air-to-air at him, he got crit, he's still alive, and again this one goes and hits him, it does nothing to him, and he fires one of his A2GMs at me, which, are the most bullshit things, and, here we go, and I'm dead, just like that. Didn't even hit me, or at least from what I see, it just looked like it detonated above. I mean, it's probably got box explosive. I don't know. It's bullshit. But it proves the stupidity and just unfairness. If I did it with Hellfires, it still wouldn't have worked, because Hellfires are just useless still. There needs to be a huge change in this mode, and they need to implement a lot of stuff now. Look, I think quite a lot of people can agree. Hopefully a lot of people can agree that there needs to be helicopter AB and RB, a proper AB mode and an RB mode. It worked like planes, but it's just helicopters this time. BRs would be sorted out, the BRs would fix many problems, hard on the K50s and 52s as well. Will probably be the first thing to do, because you need to get rid of them. You need to get rid of them and stop them from ruining helicopters. It is really essential that this happens. Next, Gaijin needs to, add 8.0 to 9.0 helicopters into a certain BR, so that they can face each other a bit more fairly, and not have the problems that a lot of AH1Gs and MI4s face with the K50s. Then moving on to, okay, hold on, before I do anything else, this is just a sketched proposal idea, so please don't moan if I get it completely wrong or if you're not happy about this. But anyways, for the next one, 9.3 to 10.0 would be another BR, because the majority of them can kill one another fairly. You have to get a bit closer in. Air-to-airs are used by quite a lot of helicopters. They'd just be fairer. They shouldn't be up-tiered or down-tiered, the 9.3 to 10.0 ones. They should just stay at them BRs. So they should stay in categorised BRs so that everyone has a set fair chance. Next, from 10.3 to 10.7, it should be obvious. The Tiger UHD, the H64 A and D, the British Apache, and the other 10.3s to 10.7s that aren't the K50 to 52. With the K52s and the K50s, they should be excluded and not be allowed to face helicopters apart from their own. Simply, the K50 and K52 should only have a separate BR or game for themselves, so they can't make it unfair for each other. For others, sorry. You know, AB should reward you as AB normally does for helicopters, not helicopters, for planes. And RB should reward you for what you do similar in Air RB. The same amount of reward and well, a lot. And yes, okay, the helicopter tech tree is small, but it's not like the grind's going to be easier if you have K50s just spamming you and killing you. There needs to be change, and it needs to happen now, or as soon as we can, because I can't bear it, and a lot more people can't bear it, going against K50s and 52s. The maps are too big, we need smaller maps, we need fairer modes, we need fairer BRs, we need to sort the BRs, we need a proper BR set mode, we need a proper maps for it. You could theoretically use a ground RB maps, but just for helicopters. It's a great idea, you've got a lot of scenery, there's a lot of places to hide in, and it would just be perfect. None of this bullshit long range hills and getting sniped by K50s nonsense. We need to change. As a community, we need to change and make it fairer for one another. I'm not asking for the K50s to get drastically nerfed or to get a drastic repair cost. I'm just asking for there to be a fairer BR for all the other helicopters that suffer against the K50 and 52s. We need BRs, and we need to fix this, you know, helicopter mess. It is essential we do this, because if we don't, it's going to become more cancerous over the time if it remains like this. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.